はい。こんばんは。植民船、グラウンドブレイカーとホープが地球を旅立ってから数世代、複数の企業からなる評議会を中心としたハルシオンの社会は、すっかり行き詰まっていました。人命を軽視した利益優先主義、未熟なテラフォーミングと凶暴な原生生物、企業間の争いに、クソのような先民思想と、まさに腐敗のテーマパークです。私の乗っていたホープの到着の大幅な遅れの理由は、乗組員の食料不足による食料調達のための進路変更の試みとその失敗、内乱勃発の結果でした。それでもなんとか無人の自動操縦でたどり着いたものの、そのハルシオンでも、社会の崩壊とともに食料不足の危機が訪れようとしていました。評議会は、こともあろうに、ホープの中で地球からそのままコールドスリープしている数十万の人たちを放り出し、その冷凍施設にビザンチウム以外の土地で暮らす従業員たちを突っ込んで、食料の消費を抑えようという、クソな計画を目論んでいることが分かったんですね。私はホープに忍び込んで、アンリライアブルと共にワープさせて、かっさらい、テラ2の周りを漂う小惑星体に隠すことに成功しましたが、その間にフィニアスが逮捕されてしまいました。どうやら、監獄惑星タルタロスに向かったようなのですが、メタなことを言ってしまうと、多分、次の目的地がラストダンジョン的なやつなんだと思うんです。ですので、メインストーリーに関わる、サブライトのサイドクエストを終わらせてから、向かいたいと思います。サルベージ企業、実質宇宙海賊のサブライトの代表、リリア・ハーゲンは、評議会がなぜか放置した宇宙ステーションをオーバーライドして、乗っ取りたいと考えているんだよね。ステーション丸ごとサルベージ。ご指名です。行ってきます。ここ。
We've reached HRS-1084, Captain. It's emitting a very weak docking signal. I almost mislabeled it as normal etheric static. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? Why was the chemist sad? Because all her beakers are gone. Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
My pleasure, Captain. As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
いやいやなの?
May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
潜入だから。ハッキングとピッキングかな。
We gotta get the power up and running. I'm shivering in my boots here. Got it. Heads down.
持ってる ID が使えないみたいだ。ホロマントで変装できないね。ID カードを探すべきだな。地雷。良い爆発を。敵おるな。電力ないと使えない。 科学者。
That's a lot of mechanicals. If we power up the station, you think they're gonna power up too?
ID。ID。ID ないと、電力回復させたら、セキュリティが復活したら、まずいことになるのでは。あったやん。よかった。大丈夫だよな。トイレ詰まってる。ガス。随分放置された施設なんだな。
Oh, I see you have activated your holographic shroud, Captain. Excellent. Becoming indistinguishable from an authentic UDL trooper will prove advantageous to your current situation. A UDL vessel has been tracking our position and just recently docked with the station. They are patching into the station's transmission lines now. I cannot stop.
I've been waiting for this day since we tagged your ship in Cascadia, Captain. Wait, who are you? No one told me we had security forces deployed on the station already. Roger that. Just as a precaution, I'm sure you won't mind if we turn on the station security systems. Can't be too careful. We'd hate to leave this location undefended after a close call with outlaws. That should have been fixed by now. As you say, we'll just head out then. Safe travel, soldier.
The UDL gunship is undocking from the station. They appear to be departing into space.
Oh, boss. You got a real fine way with words.
つけられてたのか。
keep a sharp eye out, Captain. One wrong step could incapacitate or kill.
「解放でいいんだよな？」なんだろう。多分、オフラインでいいと思う。なんで地雷分巻いてるんだ。
Science in action is both a marvelous and terrifying thing to behold. In this case, however, I'd say it's more the latter.
似たものを見た覚えがある。カスカディアの秘密研究所だっけ？あの科学者は遺体だったと思ったから。一種の墓場だと思ったんだけど。ここの彼らは、まだ、生きてはいるみたいだ。キメラ。 ここも秘密研究所だろうな。地球。 よし。
Sublight will be well pleased that you've claimed the station for them. Myself, I'll be fine leaving this place.
Chartrand. Chartrand. I've seen that name before somewhere. Cascadia, right?
そうだね。
Captain, I wish to offer my commendations for convincing the UDL's gunship to leave HRS-1084. I did not favor the idea of being stripped and sold for parts. Destination reached. The groundbreaker.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch, Tripical Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
I received a very interesting message from Gladys Kilkelly not too long ago. You know, about the toothpaste? The Spacer's Choice trustees will be pleased. I might even get an extra meal voucher. And I hear I got you to thank. So thanks.
よかったね。
I don't think boldness is really part of our brand. I'd need to check my contract. Have a look.
C&P Borsted Baked Beans. When you need to eat and run, Borsted Baked Beans is the only one.
I got no clue what half the junk on this desk is for, except the lamp. Improvised weapon.
これ武器になるの？
Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have eyes on every corner of the system. Well done, Captain. I heard about that. While my lawyers scratch their heads wondering how we deal with human salvage, I'm leaving the researchers in hibernation. Aside from the automated security, did you meet any resistance at the station? I knew it. They've been shadowing us since Monarch, maybe even longer. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strictly about the salvage business. You might have figured that out already. After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found at Station 1084 confirmed my fears. You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know. Glad to know it, Captain. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Ask yourself why stockpiles were hidden on a planet full of monsters. Before we go any further, I want you to keep an open mind. Can you do that for me, Captain?
ほう。
Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 1084, and who knows what else. We have to put a stop to it.
I knew it. Aliens from other worlds been visiting Halcyon.
At least one of your crew can keep an open mind. But this isn't some Aetherwave serial, Millstone. This is reality.
Nanu?
Hear me out. I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not even asking you to believe it. But I need to act on this threat to the colony, and I can't do it alone.
Captain, in my humble assessment, Ms. Hagen is insane.
Damn, she's serious. Tragic, ain't it? What age does to your mental faculties?
The crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. I assume you have questions?
異星人の存在はまあ、いるかもしれないけども。 秘密研究所の研究に異星人の要素、あったかな？異星人。棒読みちゃんったら。異星人よ。
If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commitment. Now's the time for setting doubts aside. Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collaborators, assuming they haven't all been replaced. This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gas is mixing our nucleon with halcyon biology to twist us, change us, make us more like those monsters on Monarch. No kidding. That's how they want it. When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one possible conclusion looking back at me. This is my data talking, not my anxiety or lack of sleep. Sharing my findings took a calculated risk. If you were a spy, I doubt you'd even realize it. Only your cells would know. Probably nothing to worry about, as long as you don't start growing tentacles or slowing down time.
時間は遅くなるな。そういや、リリアの評判って、やばい女だったな。
If you don't believe me, go pay a visit to the puppet master who's working against her own kind. Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species. I need you to put a bullet through her skull.
Species って映画あったな。内容忘れたけど。
She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, she engineered a 0.2% increase in cystipig juiciness. Now she's doing the same thing with humanity. Her fingerprints were all over Station 1084. You saw what she did to her team. You've got me all wrong. I just want to add Savior of Humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions outside of this office, you know. Besides, this way Sublight gets first dibs on alien salvage.
なんだそれ。
Do you usually come across innocent people trapped in suspension tanks? Because some of us would call that excessive. Remember, the tanks were just the shit she left behind. Just imagine the experiments she carted off to her next lab. We're far beyond theories. Chartrand's logs, the gas, the suspension tanks, how much proof do you need? Wake up, Captain. An invasion needs collaborators working from the shadows. She has access to the board, unlimited funds, and a colony full of sheep. Just think of it as salvaging hope from the smoking wreckage of humanity. This is your initiation into a future with sublight. Want a steady position in our ranks? Buy one with a bullet. Well, there's your usual fee. What else do you want? A promotion? It's yours. Even better. I'll owe you one. This keycard will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask how I got it. You might not like the answer. By now, the other side knows what you're doing. Don't trust anything Chartrand says. She's compromised down to the bone. Maybe even deeper than that.
Nuclein っていうのは、要するに、DNA ですね。異星人の陰謀論は置いておいて、話を聞くべきだな。テラフォーミングの不十分さを。生き物の方でなんとかしようとしているのか？人間を変えてしまったら、地球人とは別の人類になっちゃうな。ああ。 そういえば、副議長から直々に招待状もらってたっけ？副議長さんから直接話を聞いてみようか。あちらさんの言い分を。
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain. Stay safe out there.
そうだね。
You hear about that dissident working in that clothing store? This is why we've got to be vigilant.
Not so fast. All right, you're clear. The adjutant's expecting you. Go on through.
Rumor has it someone's pulling doubles until the retirement district is repaired.
So what if all those MSI suits made it on Monarch this whole time? I could do it. Easy. Nothing exciting ever happens around here.
「地下をぶっ壊したのは俺ですが」クソだったな。胸クソ悪い。あれ、ここは。
If you'll forgive my saying so, that outfit looks splendid on you. Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's stationery, which is more of a hobby. The art of arranging stationery is a never-ending source of joy and satisfaction. Will there be anything else?
ここかな。あそこが議長の部屋だから。
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet. That said, he's also a wanted criminal. For information regarding his whereabouts, you are entitled to collect a reward from Percival. The signal you sent us is experiencing some interference. My agents will need time to isolate the problem. We're going to monitor Wells until we're ready to make a move. I asked you here to discuss something far more important. I understand you've infiltrated the Ministry. The things you discovered there must have been shocking, even disturbing. Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. Malnutrition is already a problem. Disease will come next, followed by starvation, followed by a breakdown of society, followed by extinction. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
So that's your solution? Put the whole colony on ice? People ain't gonna stand for this. We'll fight back. We'll tear down the walls of Byzantium.
No, Mr. Millstone, you will not. The workers of Halcyon will do exactly as they are told, as they always have. Your dreams of a people's revolution are the juvenile fantasies of a frustrated child.
The powerful make the mistakes, and the powerless are left paying the price, as it has always been. Tell me, Adjutant, have you anything to offer beyond the usual false platitudes?
I'm offering decisive action, Vicar DeSoto. I can no longer depend on lazy, weak-willed bureaucrats to help me rescue Halcyon. I need someone with a backbone, someone like your captain. I won't pretend the truth isn't damning. Yes, the colony is on the verge of collapse, but there is a way to save it. I'll answer however I can. The lifetime employment program is not some malevolent strategy of an evil mastermind. There's no dark secret buried in the fine print. The program is logical, it's reasonable, it's merciful, and most importantly, it will work. Phineas Wells does not have a plan. He has an obsession. He is obsessed with reviving the Hope's colonists, no matter the cost. Halcyon is already starving. We can't possibly introduce tens of thousands of new colonists into this system. Help me execute the lifetime employment program, and you will have earned a place of honor in Byzantium. You will live in comfort and want for nothing.
クソくらえ。
We've already crossed the point of no return. The collapse has already begun. You must have noticed the signs in Emerald Vale. Malnutrition, disease, high mortality rates. This is a permanent famine, Captain. We've done all we can to curb their hunger. Very soon, people are going to realize they're starving. A famine is a problem of logistics as well as marketing. Your workers must remain productive on as little food as possible, and they must always believe that food is plentiful. Before you interfered in Roseway, Dr. Anton Crane was on the verge of developing a powerful appetite suppressant. It would have made his career. The solution is a temporary one. Before long, our workers are going to feel the effects of starvation. The Lifetime Employment Program is our only viable option.
エメラルドベールは、いい指導者がついたから、自力でなんとかできると思うけどな。医療と、新しい畑作りだよ。まあ、肥料は、あれだが。
When you turned Phineas Wells over to me, I knew I could rely on you. You've demonstrated your ability to place duty above sentiment. And you deliver results. That quality alone is enough to separate you from the board's army of indecisive bureaucrats. Do you know how many meetings I have to sit through? How many papers I have to sign before I can make one decision? I'm only trying to rescue Halcyon from extinction. I can't save this colony alone. I need someone capable of working outside the system. Someone who can get things done. When I first discovered the truth, I was shocked, even disgusted. I wondered how we'd allowed a colony like Halcyon to fall into disarray. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the colony had sown the seeds of its own destruction. We have become lazy and decadent. We smother ourselves in meaningless bureaucracies. We deliberate and argue and procrastinate. I admit, I occasionally fantasize about making an executive decision without having some tedious committee questioning my every move. Do you have any idea how much paperwork is involved in ordering someone's execution through the usual channels? It's positively maddening.
おう、独裁者の論理。
We need to talk about Emerald Vale. You handed Edgewater over to a band of dissidents. I can't have this. Adelaide McDevitt and her people have no place in the Halcyon that is to come. Edgewater needs to go. I want you to wipe the town out. No survivors.
Are you out of your mind? We're not gonna murder a town of innocent people.
You will do exactly as you're told, or I will have you shot for insubordination.
I cannot condone this plan. Wanton, senseless destruction of life is never the solution.
I don't need you to approve of my plan, Vicar. I need you to get it done. Now is not the time for half measures, Captain. I need a decision from you. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Captain. I rather like you, and I'd hate to have you shot for disobeying a direct order. I'm disappointed. I was so sure you had potential.
Trouble incoming, Captain.
Bring them down!
パーシバル君、孫の手持ってた？何も持ってないな。さて、バレずにこのビル出られるかしら。うふふ。まあ、さっさと博士と会って、ビザンティウムを脱出しよう。
Impressive place Dr. Chartrand has.
地下だな。 れだな。
After Cascadia in 1084, I was expecting this. Chartrand has a thing for sticking lab coats in tubes, doesn't she?
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? You're in my house, and I'm not fucking around. Start talking. My what conspiracy? Let's talk about this. Please, I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. Okay, just stay calm and let me explain. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough. I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
"地球は、今、どうなっているのだろう?"
Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off halcyon crops.
I don't understand a word she said, but I don't like her tone one bit.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
I can certainly understand why.
Board cover-ups? Vessels disappearing into the aether? Sounds like the work of aliens to me.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace. I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy.
"それは、了解した."
You could always shoot me. I assume that's why you're here. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
"この人の研究の方向性はともかく." "研究者を実験に使ったのは、研究者たちなりの良心なんだろうな." "でも、人間を改造するんじゃなくって、穀物の方を改造してほし
May
い
not
な."
be pretty, but we risk the colony's downfall if we hinder the doctor's research.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I leave it in your hands.
そうだね。
You know how I feel, boss. If you're a cog in the corporate apparatus, your face is pretty much fair game. That's my motto.
Everything I did was for the good of the colony. Consider that.
わかりやすくて、好きだな。
The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? What kind of scientist would I be if I held to a promise like that? I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
Ma, 言いたいことはわかる。
That'll do, sucker. Now move along. The doc has a lot of work ahead of her. Tidying up and such.
黙っとけよ。全員殺してもいいが、ドクターを巻き込むのは嫌だからな。
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
"助けられたらいいね." "さて、急いで脱出だ。ビルに戻るのは、まずかろうな。
So, how many times have you seen terror on Monarch?
You, sir, are a fabulous negotiator.
Auntie Cleo's pipe patch.
If I spit, think I can hit that mechanical down there? You'll get in trouble. No, I won't. I'll blame it on you.
よし。とっととずらかるぞ。
I believe your choice to spare Chartrand would be considered the honorable path, yes? Sublight's money is inconsequential in the face of ethics.
"多分、もっといい発明をしてくれると思うよ。
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker. You killed the adjutant? We are outlaws in the truest sense of the word now.
だって、正当防衛だよ。向こうが先に抜いたの。黙って、処刑されたくはないじゃん。まあ、あのクソな早期退職プログラムを。考案したのは、多分、あのクソ副議長じゃないか。あの思考回路からして、あれの考案者には、このハンマーを。ご馳走したかったから。よかったよ。このエレガントなスーツの名前も、キメラといって、ビザンチウム一のファッションデザイナー、セレステ・ジュリクールが作った一品です。私が今まであちこちの星でハンマーでぶん殴ってきた、凶悪な原生生物たちの皮でできています。こう見えて実は、前線で戦う兵士の鎧並みに防御力があるという、ビザンチウムの社交界衝撃の、このゲームにおける最強防具なのですが、評議会の治安維持当局に反体制的であるとみなされて、セレステは殺されてしまいました。もはや誰も作ることのできない、伝説のスーツです。まあ、武骨な偶像破壊主義者の鎧の方が、好みなんだけどね。でも、このスーツ、めちゃ強い。
Rizzo's Knock You Out Bar. A CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and pea green nuts. It's like
Looking for some Spacer's Jaw? It's recommended by 11 out of 10 Spacer's Choice medical professionals.
Oh, it's Martin. Hey, Martin. Still wearing the hat?
How observant. I'm authorized to state that this uniform is more than headgear. It's a state of mind, and our customers know the difference. Have a look.
CNP Vorst Pockets. Can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds. Vorst Pockets.
Hope you find some good salvage out there. Or if you can't find some, make some.
Is it done? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species, or are we finished here? You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
The thanks we get for showing a little integrity.
What a surprise. Seems we're no longer wanted here.
Time for you to move along. You keep lingering like this, I'm bound to get nervous.
じゃあね。さて。行きますか。あれ？もう、副議長、やっちゃいましたけども。どうなるのこれ。ええ 副議長がいないと、誰が待ってることになるんだこれ。ドキドキするな。別の意味で。ドキドキするなぁ。やっちまったからなぁ。出たよ警告文。ダウンロードコンテンツは、本編が終わった後にしますね。独立した話だろうから。どうだろう。まあ、後にします。
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
スカーフで、なんとかなる寒さかな。戻ってくるよ。
Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you return, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously. Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Right away, sir. I just couldn't see you clearly before. Screen's on the fritz. Damn thing. But for the record, now that I hear you, I totally recognize you. Totally. You're, you, of course. Obviously. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
Yoshi.
I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
Ikuzo.しかし、グラウンドブレーカーから、誰が来たんだろ？潜入だから、フェリックスと、マックス。ほんとだ、グラウンドブレーカーの船だ。サブライトの不良は、思ったほど大したことないな。よかった。 リリアの暴言を信じてない人の方が多かったのかな。サブライト内部でも。行くぞ。左を行って。建物内。
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardat.
Stay down, hothead. Somebody talk about garbage on the air. Pathetic. Taking cover. Stay down, hothead. No prisoners.
ありがてえ。行くぞ。広いな。
The labyrinth. Perhaps we should all meditate on that as we make our descent.
They say nobody's ever broken out of the labyrinth. Didn't say nothing about breaking in, though.
I suppose it would be too late to back out now, huh? Fear not, Captain. I'll watch your back.
「ここ降りて、まっすぐ南。階段を間違えるなよ。
tired of patrolling? Not so fast! Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff. Oh, that's great. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yoshi. Hiroi.口車で切り抜けられるかどうか。多分、このエレベーターを目指すのかな。ここで乗り換えて。
Investigating crime in Error. Transfer request not found. State your employer. Registered. A fine of 10,000 bits will be assessed in your corporation's ledger for failure to follow transfer procedures. Thank you for your cooperation.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
We've got a fight on our hands. Nice one, Captain. That hurt. No pressure. This is bad. I'm gonna get in their face. No pressure.
ロックウェルの訪問。ロックウェルの姿が見えなかったが、まさか。クラーク宇宙大臣の時と同じく。軟禁してるのか？名前だけ使って。モナークのみんなが助けに来てくれて、嬉しかったな。どっちだ？
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight!
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
Alright, boss. I'm ready. Let's do this.
After all you've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money you've cost me, your misguided crusade has doomed Halcyon. That crackpot's plan is ludicrous. We have steps, action items, budgets, and reports. All he's got is a guilty conscience and lofty dreams. In any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however, I have only 2 words for you. Fuck off.
こりゃどうも。
Psychopathic outlaws don't deserve the time. Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Find the nearest cell and wait until I'm done here. Then I'll drag you to the executioner myself. Is that what you think you're doing? This path of wanton societal disruption? You call that being a savior? I call it sabotage. You know what saboteurs get, Captain? Summary executions. In the next room is the finest automechanical purveyor of death ever made. Try not to scratch the paint with your skull. It was fucking expensive.
Hey.面白そうだねお高いロボット。行きますよ。
Looks like...
多いね。そうだな。薬を盛るかな。
Heads up, boss! That's the last of him!
やったったぞ。どっちから来たっけ？ ああ、冷凍睡眠のカプセルだ。なぜ？
Everyone all right?
Get me out of here!
セリフ聞けなかった。みんな早いよ。
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man? You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. What? Break into the most heavily guarded facility in the most hostile world in Halcyon? No, I have absolutely no idea how you did it. You're a goddamn miracle worker. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago, and the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth. Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark, the shock could be too much to bear.
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news gets out. Let's just keep this between us for now. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, certainly. I'll help however I can. I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore. We have no connection back to Earth, and return is likely impossible. We're completely alone out here. You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them. I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours. Thank you. Perhaps in time I'll learn to forgive myself. My apologies. I need to get a hold of myself. We've far more pressing issues to worry about right now. If you have any more questions, ask me. I'll answer as best I can. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Leader は柄じゃないよ。おとぼけるぞ。
I see. Well, you've certainly earned a treat for yourself. I'll just, get on with reviving the other colonists and saving Halcyon, then. Enjoy your, creamed ice, or whatever you call it.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden.
The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and left Dr. Wells to save Halcyon on his own. You had more pressing matters to attend to. As you tasted your first scoop of Rizzo's partially emulsified, semi-frozen milk-like dessert, you realized something. All your troubles, all your adventures, all your struggles and choices, they had all led to this single moment. And it was all worth it. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
アイスクリームのために生き返ったようなものだな。 いおい。いかがでしたか？まっとうな RPG でしたね。宇宙ものにしては、かなり狭い範囲の物語だと思います。オープンワールドではないですね。オブシディアンといえば、何かとフォールアウトを引き合いに出されちゃいますし、実際、日本の代理店はバンバン名前出してましたけど、このゲームをフォールアウトと並べちゃうのは、違うと思いましたね。でも、ニューベガスのテイストは、そこかしこで確かに感じましたね。パールバディとレベッカって、設定的にも、似てますよね。ニューベガスって、ヌカウェスタンだなぁと私は思っていますが、このアウターワールドも、ウェスタンですね。開拓するのは、新大陸じゃなくて星ですけども。アウターワールドのアートワークは、19世紀後半から20世紀初頭の、それこそ、レッド・デッド・リデンプション2のアーサーが買ったりしていたものの、広告だったり、 パッケージデザインだったり、ファッション、鉄道などのデザインの世界を SF にしましたって感じがしますね。ロボットのデザインは、もうちょっと頑張って欲しかったかな。現代的すぎた感じがしますね。さて、今日はもう、いい時間ですね。ニューベガスを踏まえると、ダウンロードコンテンツは、粒が揃ってる予感がします。面白そうな予感。なので、次は、生腕のお話をやりましょう。荷物に、生の腕が1本、入ってましたね。持ち主、生きてんのかな？次回は、水曜日の夜、23時くらいから。それでは、今回はここまで。ご覧いただき、誠にありがとうございました。また次回も、ハルシオンでお会いしましょう。次回は、ゴルゴン編です。では、またねー。おやすみなさーい。いい夢見ろよー。もふもふな夢を見るといい。